Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have another top 5 video for you guys, and this one is the top 5 reasons people go broke in GTA Online. Now if you guys ever have a top 5 that you want me to do, let me know down below in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. So about a year ago, I made a video top 5 ways to avoid going broke, and in that video I was covering tips on how to avoid going broke, how to stock up on money, and just general tips to help you save money. But in this video, what we're going to be covering is things that people specifically do that, in my personal opinion, is pretty bad, and it contributes to them going broke. Things that just cause people to go broke in general, and these are pretty common, and I see these from a lot of people. I see a lot of people doing these, and this video is a guide, but it's a guide on what not to do. So these 5 things, you want not to do them, and I'm going to explain why they're bad. So anyways, let's get started. So starting off at number 5, we have doing the wrong activities. A lot of people, especially new players, it's very common for them, they will be doing the wrong activities. Now what do I mean specifically by wrong activities? They will be doing things that they think will get them a lot of money, but in reality won't. And a lot of other people know this, but like I said, this is the most common for people that are new to the game. And a perfect example of this is the Arena Wars game mode that I'm playing right now. I was trying to find an Arena Wars match, and despite me inviting so many of my friends, I only had 2 other people join, and then one person actually left and didn't want to play, and the arena thing just ended. And there are people that actually sit in the Arena Wars lobbies, and they actually wait for people to join. And I've noticed that whenever I encounter a random player in the Arena Wars, it's almost always a low level, like they're under level 50, because they think that Arena Wars, since it's a recent DLC, that it's somehow going to give them more money. But it's not just for Arena Wars. They'll be doing things like, for example, they'll be doing Smuggler's Run. They'll be picking up 1 crate instead of doing it with friends. So they'll be doing 1 crate at a time, sourcing that. Or they'll be doing something else like adversary modes. They'll just be doing modes in general that are not going to give them a lot of money. Or they might even be doing something like MC work. Like, like the Stand Your Ground. With Stand Your Ground, people that do that, they oftentimes do it for PvP. But it's not really a good money maker because you're sitting there for 20 minutes and you only get $30,000 for 20 minutes of work when you could have done so many VIP works and client jobs in between those 20 minutes. So people need to know what are the best jobs. VIP work is good, businesses are good. Heist can be good if you have the right team. It all depends. It depends on how much money you're making in that hour. So, my best guess, me personally, if you're making under $100,000 an hour, and that's if you're specifically going for money. If you're specifically going for money and you're making under $100,000, I would say that that's a pretty bad method, so I would stop doing that. So take a look at your pay to time ratio. How much time are you spending on a specific activity? And B, how much money are you getting in return in comparison to that with other activities? Test it out. Try different methods. See what works best for you. But if you're making not that much money per hour, you want to try changing it up and try doing something different. Don't be doing these bad activities like Arena Wars or like sourcing 1 hangar crate at a time. Try something different. At number 4, we have not playing with friends, and this one I've stressed a lot in other videos, and I've also talked about this a great deal on live streams. This is a pretty controversial one, and in this video here, I'm not criticizing people that don't have friends to play with, because I know a lot of people in the comment section, they're going to say, but Professional, I don't have friends to play with. I'm not criticizing you. I'm talking about the people specifically that have the perfect opportunity to make friends, they have the perfect opportunity to play with friends, and they choose not to take that opportunity, which I don't understand why people don't. Some people just absolutely insist on playing solo. They insist on doing everything in this game solo. Even if a friend offers to help them, they'll say no. And take a look at this. This is a perfect example of why it's better to play with friends. I was trying to sell a bunker here, trying to sell it solo. I got 3 Insurgent Merryweather vehicles. There's no way that I was gonna be able to complete that mission. It was the Merryweather mission where you make 5 drops of each one, fight a wave of Merryweather. I was not gonna complete that one. So look at this. I connected to a new lobby. I lost a little bit of money from that bunker sale, but I still got the majority of it. I try to sell it again, and I get 3 monster trucks. That's still going to be a giant pain to do that, because I'm going to have to go back for each monster truck, make 5 drops. It's going to take way too much time, when I could have just had 2 other friends with me, and we could have completed that no problem. So look at this. I finally connected into a 3rd lobby, already lost a little bit of money from connecting into those 2 lobbies, and I got a Phantom Wedge. I got a single truck right here, and look, it seems like it's doable solo. So as I'm driving the vehicle, what happens is I'm driving the vehicle, I get griefed at the end. I get griefed by an Oppressor Mark II, and the guy that griefed me, this was not a friend, this was not somebody that was helping me make this video, this actually happened. Some random guy just went after me and started blowing up the shipment. I left the lobby really quickly, I was able to save most of the cargo, I still lost a little bit of it, but this goes to show you how many times did I need to find new lobbies? How many times to get that one mission? And when I finally got that one mission, I got griefed in it. If I would have had just one friend with me, just covering me, maybe in some kind of military vehicle, maybe even an Oppressor Mark II, they could have just blown up that griefer right away, and it would have been over, and I would have been able to make the delivery. Unfortunately, there's so many people in this game, they just insist on doing everything solo. They'll be selling businesses solo by themselves. They'll be like sourcing one hangar crate by themselves. They'll be sourcing tons of crates by themselves also. It's not good. Crates are more doable solo, but like hangar crates, that is not something that you want to do solo. You only get one crate at a time. It's just not worth it. And I see this issue so much. I see it in so many lobbies. There's so many lobbies I go into where I'll see somebody just selling a business, and there'll be like three other vehicles or two other vehicles just like standing there by their business. A griefer could easily go up to that, blow that up while they're making the delivery with their first vehicle. So I don't understand why some people just insist on playing by themselves. I've had a friend once that he would just do everything by himself. That's what he just did. He just would do everything by himself. Even when I offered help to him, he wouldn't take it, no matter what, whenever I offered him help. And I remember one time, his stuff actually got destroyed because he didn't want my help. I wasn't anywhere near it. He didn't want me protecting him. And his stuff got destroyed. And I told him, maybe you should have taken my help. And he got really angry and just went offline. So I don't understand why people have this attitude. My best guess is people probably act like that because they feel like if somebody helps them, they feel like they have an obligation to help that person back, and they don't want to. Or they probably feel like they can do everything on their own and they don't need any help. But everything is better in this game with friends. Everything is better with friends. Even if you're doing VIP work, everything is always easier with friends. So if you have that opportunity, why wouldn't you take it? You hang out with people, you make friends, you have more fun, you play the game, and you make a little bit more money. At number 3, we have buying useless properties and things. Now, there's a lot of properties in this game that won't necessarily help you with money making. Like, players early on should buy a 10-car apartment garage, but they don't really need more than that early on. Later, when they get enough money, they should start buying more apartments and stuff like that, but early on, they want to invest in other properties like businesses. But Arena Wars, for example, is a perfect example of just this. It's a property that's not really going to get you money back. It's going to get you some money, but you're not going to make the money back, especially for all the vehicles that you upgraded. There's not just this, but there's also clothes. There's a lot of clothes in this game that's overpriced, and I know what some people are going to tell me. Some people are going to say, really? You can't go broke buying clothes. Oh, yes, you can. Some of the clothes in this game can get pretty expensive, and if you keep buying that and you stock up, it's going to really add up. So not just that, but just other properties in general. Like, take a look at this house that I have up here in Paleto Bay. This house is a 6-car garage, and it's just a generic house. It's not a 10-car garage, but the only reason that I have this house up here is just so I have a property in Paleto Bay. This property is not any way going to make me money. It's not going to help me with any kind of grinding. It's just a property up here just because I wanted it. I just wanted it for luxury. So I'm not saying don't invest in these properties, but buy them only when you have a stable form of income. Then buy all the properties that you want. But before that, you want to invest in good properties that is going to make you a lot of money back. I'll talk about this a little later in the video also. At number 2, we have cars and other vehicles. Now, I could have put this on the list earlier with useless things, but I decided not to because a lot of these vehicles do serve a purpose. It's just the problem is people invest in the wrong ones or buy too many that they don't really need. Now, cars are probably the single biggest reason that people lose the most amount of money on GTA, or I should say waste the most amount of money on GTA. There are people that I see that have like just really stockpiles of cars, so many cars, and they just don't drive them around in the game at all. They just store them in the garage and never touch them. And there's so many cars in this game. I've played almost a full year on this game, pretty much over a year at this point now, but I played over a full year on this game, and I have not even driven all of these cars, and some of these cars I've actually never even seen on the streets of Los Santos. But regardless, there's so many cars in this game, and each car, it's not just the base price that you're going to be wasting money on, but there's also all the extra customization, and Benny's is probably one of the worst places to go, because Benny's can be really expensive in upgrading cars. So say that somebody pays for a car. They pay for a $2 million supercar. They pay for that $2 million supercar and they say, oh, I'm not done yet with this car. I have to upgrade it. They feel an urge that they need to upgrade that vehicle. So they go to either Benny's if it's a Benny's vehicle, or they'll go like in Los Santos Customs, upgrade the colors, the engine, the armor, everything on that, and just waste thousands more dollars. Now, cars can be pretty useful in a lot of situations, driving you from point A to point B, but let's say that you have a bunch of supercars. I mean, is there really a difference between the supercars? I mean, some supercars might have a little bit faster speed, might have a little bit better agility, but face it, they're really there mostly for luxury purposes. That's what they're there for. There's not really much of a difference between them. It's just a car. It's just getting from point A to point B. And the weaponized vehicles are something different. Weaponized vehicles, they will they give you special abilities. They can be very, very helpful in missions and encourages different playstyles with those vehicles. And I'm not saying don't get cars. Like, if you like buying cars and like customizing them, I'm not saying don't. But I'm saying is, if you're trying not to go broke, you're trying to save some money, don't be spending so much money on so many cars. You know when is the moment to buy the cars? Buy the cars when you have a steady form of income, when you have a stable form of income, you know, when you own businesses, you know, when you're doing the right activities, when you already have a certain amount of money. Don't let yourself go under that certain amount of money. You stockpile these cars and then you're gonna go broke. There's so many people in this game that I know with just stockpiles of cars, but then they don't own any other properties and they're broke, and they're always complaining that they don't have enough money in this game. And the number one reason that people go broke in GTA Online is not investing in businesses. There are so many people in this game that don't buy businesses, or they don't invest in the right business, or what they do is they have like one business, it's like the cheapest business in like the worst location, like the Paleto Bay Bunker, for instance, and they only have like one upgrade there, or they don't even have any upgrades at all. Businesses are the best way to make money in this game. Businesses are literally one of the best things that Rockstar have added to this game, if not the best thing. Because before we had businesses, we didn't really have that many ways to make money in free mode. We had the VIP work, which was nice, we had heists, but there wasn't really anything else in free mode that allowed us to make money, especially after they took out the good free mode events and then they put in the generic ones that we have in now. But businesses are such a good way to make money. There's so many different businesses. There's CEO crate warehouses, you know, you can stockpile on crates. You have the bunker, you have the nightclub, which I'm using right now, which nightclub is one of the best businesses in the game because it's extremely solo friendly, it's always one delivery vehicle, and because it's always producing no matter what. You never have to buy supplies. You can invest in the MC businesses, weed, meth, counterfeit cash, coke, have those businesses producing. You can do other things in the meantime, do other jobs, or even run a different business. Let's say you buy supplies for your MC businesses, your bunker, and your nightclub is producing, and what you're doing in the meantime is you're doing crates, or maybe you're doing client jobs, or something else, maybe a heist even. In the meantime, you're multitasking, you're doing multiple things at once. That's what's great about these businesses. And then you sell them, and you can make a decent amount of money, and you know, whenever you log into the game, you play for a few hours, you let these businesses produce, and you sell them, and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, just take a look at right here. Look at how much money I made from this nightclub sale alone. And what did I do? I did absolutely nothing. I had to own the businesses beforehand. I had to have the nightclub upgraded. But I did no actual work. The only actual work that I did was I just did the sell mission at the end. I just drove the vehicle from point A to point B, and I just sold it. The nightclub is always producing, and that's just one business. There's so many other businesses out there. There's import-export, even the hangar. But the hangar I recommend doing with multiple people. But there's just so many businesses out there. And if you're trying to avoid going broke, you're trying to stock up on money, the best way to do so is businesses. So then the question remains, why do so many people not own businesses if they are the right way to make money? Why? My personal opinion, the reason they don't own those businesses is because they want to spend the money on luxury. Let's say, for instance, somebody is playing the game for a few hours. They finish a heist, they make a lot of money from that heist, and instead of investing in the business, they say to themselves, no, I want to get a car. I don't want to waste money on a business right now. I want something that I can enjoy right now. And they waste money on these cars. And that's where they go broke. Then after they waste the money on the cars, they have almost no money remaining. And at that point, they're pretty much broke. What people should do is they should invest money in businesses. Have patience. You invest money in businesses, but it will pay off. And then you'll have plenty of money back, and then you can buy the cars. You have a stable form of income when you have the businesses, then you buy the cars. There's so many people in this game that they don't have the right businesses. They waste money on the cars. I see people, going back to the car point, I see people who have stockpiles of cars. They have so many cars in their garage. So many, like 10 car garages all full of supercars, but then I look at what properties they own. They don't own any other properties. They don't own any other businesses. They don't even own an office. and these same people will then be complaining that it's too hard to make money in the game. No, you kind of really put yourself in that position because you didn't buy any businesses. So invest in these businesses. I'm telling you, they will pay off. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. If you're new to my channel, enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.